Hey, Cleaning Nation, it is that time of the week. Mike Campion here with Suzanne Bandick. I am the tactical. She is the beliefs, the mindset. Today, we are going to talk about you don't get what you want, you get what you ask for. And gosh, have I found that to be true. So I've got so many thoughts, but I want to make sure we start with the lovely Suzanne. Why don't you lay the foundation and we'll dive in, Suzanne?
Perfect. Well, today I'd like to talk about how to have the best mindset so that you can actually ask for what you want, and then how to increase the likelihood that you'll actually receive it.
Being the pain in the butt I am, I'm going to ask a huge favor. Can we go back one step? What I found people miss, and I think if we miss this step, it's going to take a lot of it because what you have to talk about is so life changing. But if they miss the pre step, it's just going to take 90% of the value out. And I don't want to see that happen. I think a lot of the problem starts with people not being clear on what they want. So they'll come to me going, I want to be well known. I want to be the best known company in my state or in the region. And I go, great. What does that mean? And they go, well, people know me. I go, who? Like if I ask 10 people, do you want all 10 to know who you are? Is it just one? And when we get down to it, they really go, well, I guess I don't really want to be well known. I just want to be able to get all the clients I want. Cool. How many clients do you want? I don't know. Well, why do you want so many clients? Well, I guess it's not really clients. It's revenue. I guess what I really want is revenue. Cool. How much revenue? Well, as much as I want. I don't want to put a cap on it. Well, then my coaching to you would be do as many activities as you can. And you're like, well, that's terrible coaching. I'm like, well, it's a terrible goal. Like, if you say you'd like to go east, I'd be like, get in a plane, start walking. You're like, well, those are very different. I'm like, well, I don't know how far east you'd like to go. So when we really get down to it, and I guess we're 80% of the way there. I'll finish the where this always ends up, right? Which is, well, I guess I don't really want revenue. I guess I want profit. Okay, how much profit? Well, I don't know. I don't really. I'm not good with numbers. My least favorite thing when someone's like, how much profit? And what we really get down to is they don't even want profit. They would like freedom. They would like to put their kids in a certain school. They would like to live in a certain house. They'd be able to like do things for other human beings. And they're so far away with I'd like to be the best known country in the fill in the blank or the best known company or cleaning company in whatever area is significant to me. And sometimes they get it and sometimes they don't, but they almost never that thing that they think they want, but they never get the thing that they want. And the funny thing is because they're not really attached to what they want, they don't do the things to get the other one. Obviously only one technically can be the best known. There really can only be one best known cleaning company in any given state or province. And even then, how do we know who they are? Like you never get the star and you never get the award coming to like, hey, you're the best known. It's official. Like 10 people are all going to say like, who's the most famous person in the world, right? Is it Muhammad Ali? Is it Donald Trump? Is it, Hitler? Like there's 1,000. I'm not comparing Trump to Hitler. That's the next name I got. So the media's gotten to me, Suzanne. And is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, so we have these really nebulous goals. We don't define them. And the funny thing is, when we're unclear on our goal, we never get the thing we really want because we don't even know what it is. So there's no chance we're going to get that. And we almost never get the thing that we say we want because we won't do the things that are hard to get there because we don't really want it. The cool thing is when we reverse it and we actually get the thing that we want, we actually are clear on, I want to put my kid in the school. I want to give this much to charity. Many of the times we actually get the thing we got that we thought we wanted. You become the most famous as an afterthought. So just wanted to set the foundation. Please don't go into, I'm only going to get what I asked for and not be clear on what you ask for or not really think through. Like if I'm not there to pester you and go, why hire a 9-year-old, they'll do it great. Why do you want that? And get to the nub of it. So you're crystal clear on what you really want, why you want it. And then what Suzanne said is going to be of massive power.
Perfect. That sets the scene perfectly, Mike. Uh, let's be clear on what it is that we want. So, like you said, you've got to dive into the bigger picture. What's the end result of what you want? I deal with this all the time as well. Once you get there, it's like, you know what? Often I just want a comfortable life. I want to spend time with my family. What's it going to take to get me there? Then we work our way back,
Yes, that's exactly right.
right? Because so often society says, well, I want to be a millionaire. These days, by the way, it's a billionaire, right? So I just want to be a billionaire. Well, really? Why? Like you said. So
Well,
let's
even let's
determine
go
what
with
you
the one that
want.
most of our people say. I want $1 million business. And
Mhm.
here's, I just want to point this out because I know you know it, but I'd like you to address it because you'll be able to respond to it better than I. When I push people, I just want $1 million business. What they feel, and I know this because they say it when I push on it, is I go, why? And they say, well, I'm sure when I have $1 million business, and then you said exactly what they said, I'd be financially comfortable. But the problem is there are plenty of $1 million and $10 million and $100 million and $1 billion businesses that go bankrupt every day, all day. It's not even uncommon. It's probably more common for that to happen than not, especially given a long enough timeline. You give it 100 years, they all go bankrupt. You give it 10 years, it's, I don't know the percentage, but it's common, right? So don't go, I want $1 million business so I can have a comfortable life. Just like said, what is a comfortable life? For some people, that might require $300,000 in income. For some people, that might require $62,000 in income. There's no wrong answer. But until you go, what does a comfortable life mean? This house, this car, this giving, this saving, you get to pick the metrics and you get to pick the numbers, right? But they're like, well, there's a house I want. It's $800,000. Well, how much do you think you need down? Well, 150,000, whatever that is. What would the monthly payment be? And then you can start going, okay, and we can reduce it down. I guess I really need $200,000 on American cash every year to have this comfortable life. But get it goddamn specific and don't just say, well, I'm sure if I have $1 million, I'll be rich. That there's what does rich mean? People, again, people lose money, companies lose money all the time. So just start with, I want to guess what? I've seen $600,000 companies making $200,000 profit for the owner with them working almost nothing. I've seen $1 million companies with the owner starving, working 100 hours a week. So don't be the guy going or gal going, oh, if I just get $1 million thing, then I'll be rich or comfortable. When you haven't defined rich, you haven't defined comfortable, and the $1 million is just for ego. The profit is the only goddamn thing that will pay any bills. Whew. Sorry, rant over. I've been pent up, girl.
Okay, so let's define this further. Let's take it back. So you've got the big picture, now you've got to have the little asks. Let's take it back to a basic. One of the basics is sometimes we find we need to do price increases. That involves a very basic, very specific asking.
And for
So
all of you,
it's,
you can take out price. It might be price increase. Might be have a difficult conversation with an employee that's
yeah,
been with you for too long.
exactly.
Fill in your hard blank, but it's going to be a specific thing, like, and not just price
Exactly.
increases. These 7 conversations for this amount with these people, or
Right.
it's almost
Right.
always a set of difficult conversations. Almost
And
always.
you can always take it into your personal life as well. I need somebody to help me with something. I need to ask for something. The very basic asks, I need to ask for help. We have a lot of our clients who have a challenge asking for help. They figure they need to do it all on their own. The going is a lot slower if you're trying to do it on your own versus having a whole team to support you. So the very basic ask, let's talk before I talk about the ways to accomplish the mindset for the asking. Let's talk about the reason we don't ask. Okay.
Hallelujah,
Why
girl.
don't we ask? We don't ask because we're afraid of being rejected. We want to people please. We talked about this last podcast, right? We think they won't like me. They won't respect me. I might be a bother. We don't ask for all of those reasons, and those reasons don't feel good.
Well, if I can, I'd like to add to the list because I think that's a
Mhm.
subset of reasons. Like if I'm asking Suzanne to help me move, all of those would be wildly appropriate, right? She might not like me. She might be offended. She might, say yes, but resent it. Like all these things are possible. I was thinking in a completely different thing, either asking an employer or customer to do something or asking, you said ask for help, ask for like a coach to help you. So we'll go to coaching. Well, I'll just do a couple on all three because these are all scenarios that are important. So I'll start with the coach because I'm obviously familiar with that. It's funny when I started, I was like, the people don't want to ask for help because they're afraid it'll be too expensive. And that's usually, it's not 0%, but it's like 20% of it, right? They kind of get, if I get coaching and it works on my business, it's a for-profit thing, right? Whatever you invest in a coach, if they're a good, if they really know what they're doing, you'll make more money. So there's that fear, but that's usually the superficial one. When you go down a level, could be they'll reject me. And but what rejecting typically looks like they're going to uncover all of my dirty secrets. right? Like all the things that I've been hiding and I don't want to look at, my books are a mess and this and all the kind of things we've been ashamed of, they're going to kick that over. And I don't want to expose that to the light of day. Although, of course, for me to get the results that I want, those are going to have to be exposed to the light of day. So that would kind of be on the coaching, or they're going to ask me to make a change. Well, yeah, obviously, the thing about change is it costs change. So we wait. And again, when people call us, and frustratingly, most of the time something tragic has happened and they're at the end of their rope and they're ready to sell, or it's just like, I can't. And it's fine. We'll help you at that. But it breaks my heart that they put themselves through 6 months of, or a year or years of agony because, again, just because they don't want to have one conversation. Once they do, it feels great. Once they get the help, they're like, oh my gosh, this is so much better. It was just, and they thought it was just a fear. All right. So that's that. When it comes to employees, what if they quit? What if they leave? What if they badmouth me? Same with the customers. What if they quit? What if they leave? What if they badmouth me? What if they say I'm a terrible human being? And maybe that'll happen. But again, oftentimes the cost of getting from here to there is having those difficult conversations and go, well, am I going to let an angry employee or customer that might tell other people negative things about me to hurt my feelings? If that's the cost of getting to my goal, am I willing to pay the cost? And the cool thing is, oftentimes it's not. It's just risking that. Like, it's not that it's for sure going to happen. You're just risking. A lot of times it works out better than you think. And then even if it does happen as bad as you think, which is very rare, well, it's like, well, you want to go down swinging, or you want to go, at least you got a chance to have a different life. And again, people wait until they're like, it's so painful, I can't wait anymore. It's like with the dentist, don't go to the dentist when you're like, I can't sleep, I can't concentrate, I can't think. Like, go when you got a goddamn toothache. You're like, oh boy, that hurts a little. And you're like, I don't want to go to the dentist. And you can wait 6 months and wait until you're ready to kill someone or die, or you could just go early. So, all right. Again, I feel like I'm so preachy today, Suzanne. Thanks for putting up with me. Hey, Clean Nation, Mike Campion here. One of my least favorite things about these podcasts are we found that people love the show and they love the information, but when I talk to you guys in person, stuff doesn't get done. People love the podcast, but they don't take any action. If you'd like to actually implement this and get this done in your world, we have a whole team of people that do exactly that. If you go to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk, you can book a time with either myself personally or one of our teammates to at least help you come up with a plan to actually implement and change your life. So if you want to go from getting these good ideas in your head to getting in your life, just book a free call with myself or my team, growmycleaningcompany.com/talk. And we can go from this one-to-many format to one-to-one and really get you some results. Excited to talk.
Okay. So yes, we don't ask. So, and it doesn't feel good. So we want to avoid it. So I would like to talk about 9 things. Ta-da.
Holy heck. This is buckle up, kids. We're rocking.
Okay. 9 things to think about so that number 1, you're able to ask.
Mhm.
Let's build the confidence to be able to ask. And then how to potentially increase the chances of you getting the answer that you want. Likely the yes. Okay. So number 1 is what you started with, Mike. It's decide what you want and why. And here I'm going to add in, try to tie it to who you are and your core values.
I think that's a lot of the why. If you get the why, it'll almost always connect with the deep part that is going to make you do the hard, not make you, but propel you to do the hard stuff.
Right. And again, if this can be used personally in your personal life, this can be used in business. I'm going to tie it in just a little bit to the price increases or the talking with one of your cleaners to ask them to do something specific, or again, that price increase. Know why you're asking. It makes it less scary and it makes it more important to do.
I've used this example and it really clarifies for our clients. I think it'll help for you guys and gals. Many of our clients, one of the things I love about them is they say a theme, I'm too nice. I can't hire people because I'm too nice. They walk all over me. And I go, got it. Too nice. Can't ask people to do something to bully you. What if I was at your door right now and your kids were home and I kicked it in and I started walking pretty aggressively towards one of your child? Unfortunately, you would just let me take them because you're too nice, right? Instantly, especially with ladies, they're like, oh no, I would claw your eyes out and then your throat and then whatever had to happen, but that's just never going to happen. Okay, so the truth, the global truth is not that you are too nice. It's just the why isn't strong. you didn't even think about how nice you were when someone's
Right.
threatening your child. But when someone threatens your business child, and I know they're completely different, I'm not advocating they're anything close to the same. So it's really, instead of saying I'm too nice, I can't hire, or I can't be a leader, a better way to frame that might be I'm able to be nice, which is a great strength. But when I see something important threatened, I'm able to
Right.
be a mama bear and do whatever it takes. So there is no such thing as Suzanne's
Right.
nice, Mike's mean. There's such a thing as sometimes Suzanne's nice and sometimes Mike's mean. It's tied down to, well, what's the stakes of the thing that we're being nice or mean about? So once you get to the why, you got it.
Exactly. And that's the in-depth, why do I need to do what I need to do? I need to protect my family. I need to protect my business. I need to protect my employees so that they make a good living wage. Right? Why? Get down to the basic why it's going to help. By the way, everybody, take note. We don't get to the asking till number 6. Okay, let's do the pre-cycle. So number 1, decide what you want and why. Number 2, picture the outcome you desire. This is called pre-paving.
Well, we
So
always prepay, but we prepay the wrong way. We prepay Suzanne going, I'm
exactly.
not going to help you move. And then that's the opposite of what we want.
So often our mind takes us to the fear and the loss.
Mhm.
This is a future event. The result of your ask is a future event. You can go to the fear and loss and pre look at that and get freaked out by it, or you can go to the wealth and abundance and the strength and the business owner concept, and you can start to focus on that. So pre-pave and focus on what you desire and be
Mhm.
very specific that you're going to the wealth and abundance. Number 3, you can practice, you can role play, you can write it out.
Mhm.
Do it with yourself, do it with a friend, grab your spouse, whatever it takes. Practice so that you get comfortable with it and it will help ground your why.
Mhm.
Number 4, be clear on your intention. What is your goal when you have your discussion? My intention is to get the yes.
Which is that really ties in with the pre-paving, right? Because
Mm,
when you pre-pave what you'd like to see happen, that is a clear picture of your intention.
right. Okay. So number 5 is create confidence and boost up your energy and smile and check your body posture. How many times have we potentially gone for the ask, been in the kind of negative, fearful self, and kind of like all crunched in, fearing the answer? I just did the body moves to go with it, right? Because my headspace just went there. So let's find the energy. Let's enhance our stance. Do the Superman, the Superwoman pose, right? To help create the confidence that I'm going to go in and I'm going to get it.
Head up, shoulders back, chest out. Let's go.
Exactly. Mike and I both sat up just thinking about the concept, right? Okay, so number 6 becomes ask. Now you're ready to ask. And when you ask, I want to be specific. You need to be clear and concise and specific.
So not, hey Suzanne, do you think if you don't mind if you're okay, would you potentially consider maybe working Saturday? Suzanne, someone called in Saturday. You immediately came to mind. Can you work from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.? There's a big fat hug in it for you. I couldn't appreciate you more.
Wow. Can you tell Mike is good at this?
I've made a
Right?
lot of asks.
It's a skill. It's a skill that you practice. It's a skill that you will get better at. It's a skill that you will build confidence on the more that you do it. So you practice it. So be clear, concise, and specific. And I'll tell you what happens for a lot of us. We talk too much.
Mhm.
And we even fill in the blanks like we've been in their head thinking for them. I know you probably won't like this.
Yep. Oh my God. I couldn't think of a worse way to start any conversation. Just god dang say it.
Really? So I always say, we all have enough people in our heads. Get out of theirs.
I love that. And my favorite part about this, Suzanne, is the 1 through 5. Because if you just started with ask, it's like, well, I know, but it's hard and it's whatever. And not that we're removing all the pain or uncomfortableness of it. But when you prepare the way that you talk about it with the 1 through 5, all of a sudden the ask is like, yeah, I can do that.
Exactly. it becomes a lot easier and it's a smaller step.
Yeah,
So,
it's like 20% of it is supposed to like the whole gosh darn thing.
right. So 6 was ask, 7 is actually the don't overtalk, and the master the pause. Okay, so often we fear the silence. It's important to ask, be clear, concise, specific, and then stop talking.
Let me just do a quick 10-second what that might look like well, and 10-second what that doesn't look like so you can hear it and go, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. Because sometimes we do it and don't hear it, how bad it is. I'll be the bad one so you can hear it and go, oh, I don't want that. Suzanne, I'm trying to think of something you wouldn't. Oh, we'll just go with Suzanne as a client. Hey, Suzanne, you might want to sit down. I know we've been together for a long time and I'm really sorry, but if it's okay, like whatever I say, Suzanne's like, is he going to tell me I have cancer? Like something bad is going to happen. Like she has no idea what we're going to say, but there's no universe that's going to be good. But if it'd be okay, I know the price is at 240 a month, but we just can't. And to be fair, things have gone up. And in her mind, she's already like, just shut up so I can say something. But I'm just yapping on. So that I could do that forever, but it's gonna make everyone sick. A more effective way might be, Suzanne, how's life? Love you, girl. I know we've been charging, I think, $300 a month. Crap's expensive, and I got to pay rent. So starting April 1st, it's going to be $400. If you want to smack me and tell me to get out, I get it. If that sounds good, we'd love working with you, girl. So it's not the words. Don't be writing down the words. It's just the energy of here we go. And even that was probably a little longer than it needed to be. Anyway, go right ahead.
that was short, concise, and specific,
And
right?
confident. I don't know if you guys aren't watching, you could
Yes.
picture shoulders down, head up, chest out. Like here's where we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. This is what we do. I'm a business owner. I need to run an effective business, right? Okay. So, number 8, create the win win scenario
Hmm.
in your head. So it doesn't really matter the yes or the no.
Mm.
Okay. So it takes a lot of the pressure off. You're going for the yes. You're feeling confident. It's what you've pictured. But it's important that we don't fall apart if we get the no. So you've got to find the way for the no to still be good. And
Like
you're saying to yourself onward better things.
the role play we just did, the ideal would be Suzanne goes, I get it. Things are more expensive. We really appreciate it. $400 would be great. Um, there's only two other things that could happen. Are you out of your goddamn mind? I'd kill you as soon as I look at you. And I go, oh my gosh, thank goodness I found out what a psychopath I'm dealing with. And that chick's out of my life forever. Or she goes, oh my gosh, Mike, I just can't do it. It's really a lot. And I go, oh my gosh, I'm so glad we're talking. I didn't know this was such a financial strain. Let me find a client that's a better fit for me. And hopefully you can find someone that's better for you. So it doesn't matter what the outcome is. Those are just some quick examples of how any of the outcomes in the thing we were role playing could absolutely be a win for everybody, not just for you.
Exactly. So again, no matter what the response, create the win-win scenario because you leave feeling good.
And it's so cool. We think there's a law. If they say this, I get to feel good, and if they say that, I have to feel bad. It's like we just made that crap up. I can feel anything I want about any other thing. So I love pre-deciding. And if you're me, I'm gonna be silly. If like it's a really difficult conversation, and I might be like, you know what? I'm gonna go out to lunch with Natalie at my favorite place afterwards. So it's gonna be a win no matter what. So I might even give myself a little like win or lose. I'm gonna do something fun. So Suzanne's screaming at me that I'm a crazy person. I'm like, I can taste the whatever thing I love at the place I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna be with my bride. So there's a lot of ways to make it a win.
9 is be gracious either way.
I love that. Which is so easy if you feel like it's a win.
Exactly. And again, it's find the win no matter what the outcome. And you can
And
be
I'll tell you on the
gracious.
graciousness for a guy that's kind of a pain in the neck, and especially for a lot of his younger years, was a lot of like, oh, I got to settle your hash. We can't, it's how dare you think about, I can't. Boy, oh boy, it got so much better when I put that garbage away. I'm just like, it's going to be fun. So say Suzanne starts screaming, you son of a gun, and your mom and you're not Suzanne. I couldn't imagine, but let's just say Suzanne has a mental break and it's a completely different human being that I've experienced and just starts screaming at me. used to be, I'd be like, well, you can't talk to me. And I got to, she says, your people steal and they lie. And, I've been looking to fire you. You should be in jail. I'm just trying to think of the most incendiary things Suzanne could say. Well, it used to be like, my people are and guess what? You know how many times I did that? And Suzanne was like, thank you. I didn't realize how out of line I was being. Zero. Zero. So I've never settled her hash. I just got me angry and her angry. Like, never have I won that argument, even if I was as articulate as can be. But guess what happens? It really sits there on her butt. Wow, Suzanne, I had no idea you felt that way. We must have been so much worse than I thought for you to be that angry. Well, I love you, and I'm so excited for you to have the opportunity to get someone that isn't crazy like us. You deserve a lot better. And Suzanne was already locked and loaded with 6 more insults. And now she's like, oh, I don't know what the hell to say. Like wow. And you leave going, and it's a great way to leave going, I totally own that whole thing. She thought she was going to yell at me and I was going to yell at her, and she had all the control. And I had decided I was going to be gracious either way. And now she's confused. I feel amazing. So I found, for some of you A-type guys that feel like you got to sort everyone out, try that a couple times and you start going, oh, I prefer the control over winning, because I never win anyway. Like, in my mind, I go, I told her, but she thinks I'm a jerk either way. And when I start equating knowing how everything's going to work and kind of controlling what happens, that feels a lot better. So try that on for size. Anything else, Suzanne, before we wrap?
That's it.
Thank you for putting up with me, Suzanne, and Cleaning Nation. I get so excited. I think I overtalk and we miss a little bit of Suzanne's genius, but we have her on every week. Cleaning Nation, this is a great opportunity. Please don't hit next. Before you take a little bit of action. Figure out what you really want. Think through the things that you need to ask for, the people whom you need to ask, and go through those 9 steps. Have some fun. Do this. And just, again, if you leave and decide to feel good and we're gracious throughout the whole thing, regardless of the outcome that you can control, I think you're gonna be like, that was a huge win. So I really, couched with those 9 steps, I feel like I could really do something tough. Don't miss it. Don't plan on doing it later. Take a moment right now. Appreciate you. We'll talk soon. Hey, Cleaning Nation, if you dug the content you just got, we don't do any ads and I don't sell anything on this podcast, but if you would just subscribe, rate, and review, it would be huge, and I'd be so appreciative. Not only is it going to help me, but you'll help other owners of cleaning companies across the world work less, make more, and get profitable. So if you appreciate the value we give, again, subscribe, rate, and review. It would mean the world to me. I'd really appreciate it, and we sure appreciate your time and attention.